BBCBS.co.za.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, 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 hey. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We made it. We made it, man. They thought we'd never make it. They thought the week would never be over. They thought a Saturday would never come. They thought the Barbershow was done. But guess what? Guess what? We have bad news for you haters. We have very, very bad news because it is a Saturday morning. It's just gone 1 minute past 8 and you are tuned into the Barbershow on BMH Radio. With me, your host, the original Tony G. Hey man, crazy week, crazy couple of weeks. First of all, let me apologize for, not pulling through last week because, man, family issues. I had some family issues. So I had to sort that one out last week. So that's why I couldn't be with you last week. So don't think, it's because I was planning for my Valentine's date and all of that. I don't do Valentines. I do not do Valentines. I know I dubbed 2024 the year of love, February the month of love, but I don't do Valentines, man. I don't do Valentines. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to the Barber Show. We have a jam-packed show for you today, so you better make sure that you tuned in, and you can also send through your thoughts on 072-313-1401 on anything. If ever you feel like I'm talking nonsense, if ever you feel like, damn, Tony's speaking facts today. I mean, if you're gonna bash me, you better compliment me when I do well. So we're gonna be with you for the next 2 hours, the Barber Show, BMH Radio. But before that, you already know. First segment of the show, we gotta do the bulletin breakdown. But before we do the bulletin breakdown, let's do this.
Hey, you want to hear some great news?
BMH Radio News.
Newsflash.
Current and factual.
And here's what's making news.
Current and factual. You already know the bulletin breakdown here on the Barber Show, courtesy of IOL. So, for our first-time listeners who do not know about the bulletin breakdown, the bulletin breakdown replaces your traditional, normal, usual news where Master Chava Mangmang would read the news for like 5 minutes. Now, so this is just, I choose 4 topics, 4 articles to read through. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just going to read, important facts and stuff, but still making sure that I don't take the story out of context. Then I would comment and yeah. So the first story here on the bulletin breakdown, so there's been a spike in the murder rate of the country after Police Minister Bheki Cele announced that 7,710 people were killed last year between October and December. The murder rate increased by 2.1% compared to the same time frame last year. But President Cyril Ramaphosa said he has provided more resources to law enforcement agencies to fight crime. Apparently, most of the murders were in Gauteng, Western Cape, Eastern Cape, and KZN. As of the 3rd of February 2023, according to Business Tech South Africa. According to Business Tech, South Africa was listed as the 6th most dangerous country to live in. Of all the 192 countries in the world, South Africa was listed 186. The 6th most dangerous country to live in. The murder rate has increased from October to December. From October to December since 2022. So October to December 2023 was way worse than October-December 2022. And it's not like October-December 2022 was pretty. It was bad. So it means 2023 was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So it's things like this. I hate sounding like a broken record, but I'm gonna keep talking about voting and the importance of voting. Cause it's things like this. Like you need to vote to change numbers like this. Cause if you sit down and you don't vote and you expect a change, how are you gonna get change if you don't vote? How are you gonna get change if now you're just sitting down and be like, I'm not getting killed. I'm not getting robbed. It's not affecting. It is affecting you. When the murder rate is high, the crime rate is high, investors don't want to come to SA, there is no money in SA, there is no jobs in SA, the government can't even create jobs. They can't even create jobs because they can't control the crime rate. And if they can't control the crime rate, they can't create jobs because they create a job. Obviously, criminals are going to strike at that factory or that company or whatever. The company is going to close down. Boom, unemployment, 100%. So go vote. Go register to vote. Unfortunately, that window has closed. You can't register no more. But if you have registered, just make sure you follow through with your votes and go vote. Just make sure you go vote. And then in the second story, a grade 6 learner was arrested in Joburg for shooting his principal at school. Oh, this was a wild one. This was a tough one. I did not know how to react to this. So, a 51-year-old principal has been taken to a local hospital after a 13-year-old teenager allegedly shot him on Friday morning at a school in Primrose, Johannesburg. The teenager informed police that the firearm belonged to his father, who cannot be named for whatever reason. Yes, this thing of not naming people because of, hey, it's a case, it's a whatnot. I don't get it, but hey, maybe that's why I didn't do law. Let me shut the F up. So the teenager is expected to appear before the Germiston Magistrate Court soon on a charge of attempted murder. The circumstances surrounding the shooting are still unknown to the public. First of all, a grade 6 teenager. Well, it's not a teenager. He's a kid. A 13-year-old kid. A 13-year-old kid. Just let's think about parenting. Because I blame this on parenting. Like, this is solely on parenting. Because first of all, a 13-year-old kid doesn't know nothing about a gun. Okay, he knows about a gun because, you know, they watch movies and stuff. But a real life gun, they don't know nothing about a gun. So the 13-year-old decides to take a gun. Obviously, he saw the gun somewhere. Where did he see the gun? From his father. So it's parenting. How do you have a gun? And how is the gun not in a safe? Or if it is in a safe, how is a safe not secured to the point that your 13-year-old can breach it and then take it to go shoot his principal? So you see, it's just our parenting it's in the pits. It is in the pits. Like modern day parenting, it's not even parenting anymore. It's just winging it. I feel like these new age parents, they just winging it because they saying the father is. Or they did not name the age of the father, but I am willing to put all my chips on the table. The father is a modern day Gen X, because he's definitely not older than Gen X. Because the parenting, man, we need to look at our parenting. Parents, modern day parents, let's look at ourselves. And also the justice system, all the system. I'm calling on all the system. This kid is doing grade 6. He is doing grade 6. You do not take a grade, because they're saying he's expected to appear in front of a magistrate court. A 13-year-old kid in front of a magistrate court. What is that? Instead of taking the kid to counseling, to therapy, you know, just trying to navigate with him through this dark time so that his future does not become, you know, dark and all of that. Nina, instead you want to charge the kid. That is the first thing you do. Because that is in the news. It's the first thing you did. Yeah, I wonder if the first thing you did was like, we're going to take him to therapy. We're going to take him whatever. We're going to take him to a safe space. Basically, after that, if everything else fails, then we will face murder charges. We'll take him to jail. But no, let's take him to jail. Let us take him to jail. So it's a case of now the kid will not have a future if indeed he does get charged with an attempted murder at 13-year-old. Imagine getting judged based on a decision you made when you're 13-year-old. Just think of that. Just think of that. Hey, as in, this is too much for me. This is too much for me. Let me drink some water. I will come back. Like, yo, this is too much, man. This is too much. Prayers to the kid. Prayers to the principal. Hope you get well soon. Prayers to the kid. I hope you also learned a lesson. Hey, prayers to the father, man. Prayers to all parents out there. Hopefully, let us parent our kids to become the best selves they can be. Like, let us parent our kids to become the best men and women that we need in this country. It's 11 minutes past 8. You still tuned into the Barbershow, BMH Radio.
You're listening to BMH Radio.
Yes, it is indeed. You still tune into BMH Radio. The third story of the bulletin breakdown. The DA calls on President Cyril Ramaphosa to announce elections date. This is an interesting one. I actually have thoughts on this one, but let me read the story first. The Democratic Alliance has called on President Cyril Ramaphosa to announce the election date and stop delaying the matter as it is affecting plans for other parties to prepare for the polls. The president said this week during a reply in the debate on the State of the Nation address that he will announce the election date soon. He also said last Wednesday that he was going to announce the election date within 15 days and promised he was going to honor his commitment. The elections will be contested by more than 350 parties, and the Electoral Commission of South Africa, the IEC, has warned that they will have long ballot papers because of the number of parties. First of all, I feel like you can never have too much competition. So the ballot paper thing, it should be the last thing on our, it shouldn't even be a worry. Let's get a way to accommodate all these parties because people have the right to choose who they like. So it doesn't matter how long the ballot paper is. If people want to vote COPE, they will vote COPE. They will look for COPE until they find it. So that should not be an issue. The issue here is how are we into mid-month of the second month of the year and we still don't know when the election date is. We still do not know when the election date is. This is unheard of. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm too young, but this is unheard of. I have never heard of this. And another interesting thing is the people, they're saying they're waiting on the president to announce the election date. Since when is it the president's job to announce the election date? What is the IEC there for? Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the IEC is there for. Mara, how do you, as the president, announce the election date with the IEC? IEC, Independent Electorate Committee. Independent. It has nothing to do with the ANC. It has nothing to do with the EFF. It has nothing to do. So for me, this is blasphemous. This is a joke. This is all the bad words you can think of. Cause I even went down a rabbit hole. I was like, let me check. Or like, before the previous elections, when were the dates for those elections announced? When were the dates for those elections announced? So on the 14th of November 2018, 14th of November 2018, mind you, the elections were in 2019. On the 14th of November 2018, the IEC rightfully announced the election date for 2019, which was the 9th of May. The 9th of May 2019 was announced on the 14th of November 2018 by the IEC. So I don't know what the IEC is waiting for. I don't know what games are being played. I don't know if regulations have changed. But since when do we have to wait for the president to announce the election date? IEC, please tell me that. Yeah, I wonder if you can get me through that. Or somebody tell me that. Somebody school me. Somebody school me because it doesn't make sense to me. It don't make no sense. And our last story, man, South Africa is taking part in a special summit on DRC conflict amid rising tensions, finger pointing at Rwanda. International Relations and Cooperation Minister Dr. Naledi Pandor is leading South Africa's delegation at the 44th Ordinary Session of the Executive Council of the African Union in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The heads of state from African Union Congress will be meeting with regards to the ongoing armed conflict in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, which continues to displace thousands of Congolese citizens and destabilizing the vast nation of more than 100 million people. Officially, DRC President Felix Tshisekedi, the United Nations and Western countries have pointed fingers at neighboring Rwanda for supporting the heavily armed rebels M23, causing havoc in the DRC. On the other hand, Rwanda, led by President Paul Kagame, has repeatedly denied the accusations. Panda told Newsroom Africa that there are allegations that Rwanda may very well be involved with some of the groups that are in the armed conflict with the DRC armed forces. President Lorenzo will be providing a report and from what I have seen on the program, both the presidents of the DRC and Rwanda will be in attendance. First of all, I am not proud to say this, Mara, I am not learned enough on this topic. I am not learned enough on this topic. I am not proud to say this. The reason I'm saying I'm not proud to say this is because I am more learned about Israel and Palestine. I am more learned about Russia and Ukraine. You know why? Because that is what is being reported out there. That is what is being reported out there. Like, if you're not a news reader, like you go deep down into the news, you don't know that there's conflict in the DRC. You do not know that there's conflict in the DRC. And another thing, since I am not well learned enough on this, I'm just going to speak of emotion. I am just going to speak of emotions. I have a message to all my African brothers and sisters. I just want to say, Africans, please wake up and stop fighting the wrong battles. Like, let's stop fighting the wrong war. We should be fighting the war against poverty, the war against inequality, the war against racism, and all of that, instead of fighting our own brothers and sisters. We have fought for the right to be considered as human beings ever since. And now that we're actually winning that fight, we're fighting ourselves. And for what? We're killing our fellow brothers, we're killing our fellow sisters, we're killing our fellow Africans. This is just heartbreaking. This is just heartbreaking that we can't find common ground. So I am pleading on all Africans, on behalf of all Africans, because I'm sure all Africans share the same sentiment. Nobody's coming to save us. Nobody is coming to save us. Nobody's coming to save the DRC. The West is not coming to save the DRC. America is not coming to save the DRC. Russia, as much as they love Africa, they're not coming to save the DRC because they also don't want people meddling in their conflict with Ukraine. So the last thing they would do is go and meddle in what is happening in the DRC. So only we can save ourselves. Only we can save ourselves. So a message to my fellow African brothers and sisters, please let us stop. Let us stop killing each other and instead build each other. Let us build a better Africa, a good Africa for all, for the future, for all our kids. We need Africa. The world needs Africa. The world needs to see the potential of Africa. Everybody has written us off. Everybody has written us off. They're saying Africans can't do this, Africans can't do that. We have been written off. So it is up to us to rise above all the negativity, to rise above adversity, to rise above everything. And show the world that, yes, Africans are smart, Africans are hardworking, Africans are compassionate. We can do it. You know why? Because Africa is the greatest continent in the world. Africa is the greatest continent in the world. It's just gone 19 minutes past 8. You tuned into the Barbershow on BMH Radio. That was the bulletin breakdown. That was the bulletin breakdown. Like, That is a sad story, actually. These are conversations that need to be had. These are topics that need to be talked about. Because I feel like they're not talked about enough. We're not Russian. I'm not saying what's happening in Ukraine is right. I'm not saying what's happening in Israel is right. But we're not Russian. We're not Ukrainian. We're not Israeli. We're not Palestinian. We're African. We need to talk about what is going on with us first before we move on to something else. Before we move on to something else. Music by Cyfred, Babalo M, and Kevin Memo. Music by Kate Ramin and Pharrell Williams. That one is called Forever. It is 28 minutes after 8. You still tune into the Barber Show on BMH Radio. Like I said, the start of the show, it's been a crazy week. It has been a crazy week. So right now, what we're going to do is look at the past week in the streets. The streets are cold. The streets are crazy. If you're in the streets, please go back inside because the streets are not safe. The streets are not safe. Let us look at this past week in the streets.
We open doors to the world of music. Turn up the volume. Keep on streaming on bmhradio.co.za.
In the streets this past week, well, we're gonna do this for the past 2 weeks, because like I said, I was not here last week. I am not proud. I had family problems, people. I had family problems, my friends. I had family problems, my brothers, my sisters, and my girlfriend. I had family problems, so I'm so sorry I could not be here for the past week. The past weekend. So we're gonna look at the streets in the past week. Oh, the past 2 weeks rather. However long you wanna go. So, in the street, what's been happening is our girl, Tyla. If you don't know who Tyla is, you're probably not South African. And as a chance, you're most probably not African. Because every effing African person know that Tyla won a Grammy. Tyla won a mother effing Grammy. And that was her first award. How about that? How about that? Take that, Nigeria. We beat Nigeria, actually. Because remember, it was the semi-finals of the AFCON, and unfortunately, man, they got the better of us, man. Bafana. We're going to talk about Bafana. There is a special segment coming for them because, I mean, they are Bafana. They are the third best team in Africa. So we're going to talk about Bafana. Of course, we have to talk about Bafana. But before that, let's congratulate Tyla, man. Let us congratulate Tyla. Tyla out here doing the most, man. Tyla doing the most. So, Tyla won a Grammy for Best African Performance at the 66th Annual Grammys. This was Tyla's first ever award, and she is the youngest South African to ever do so. Youngest South African to ever win a Grammy. And it's a female. And it's her first award. Like, it doesn't get bigger than the Grammys when it comes to music. When it comes to music, it doesn't get bigger than the Grammys. It's the Grammys, then it's the Grammys, then it's the Grammys, then everybody else follows. Like, not even the BT Awards, Metro FM Awards. Like, this is a crazy story, because it just shows, or you might not be appreciated somewhere, but only to find that you're appreciated on an international stage. So this should show you, or like, just because they don't appreciate you where you're from. I'm not saying that we don't appreciate Tyla. Of course we do appreciate Tyla. But the people who, I want to say the people who matter, but we also matter. But the people who make the decisions that matter, because we don't select who wins the awards, who wins the summers, who wins the metros. We don't make those decisions. So the people who make those decisions clearly did not think Tyla should win whatever awards they have that I did not watch. I am not proud that I didn't watch them, but come on. This girl is out here winning a Grammy and she's not winning a summer. Tell me how it makes sense. Actually, let me not say that, because I might sound hypocritical for something I'm going to say in this very same segment of the past week in the streets. So let me not say that. It is possible, Mara. I am glad that the Grammys recognize Tyla for her talent. They recognize Tyla for her greatness, and they recognize Water for what a great song it was. And what I like about this award, ne? Because some people talk about, hey, Tyla, hey, they're questioning talent, they're questioning longevity and everything. This talent is not best African artist, best artist of all time, hardest working. It is for a specific song. The way the category is so specific, best African performance. So you just need to have the best performance. You don't need to have the best whatever. You just need to have the best African performance. And hey, Water was chosen as the best African performance. So congratulations to you, Tyla. Shout out. I don't care what you did before. I don't care what you do after. But the fact that you won for Water, which, I mean, it's a great song. It is a good song. It is out of my listening comfort zone, Yona. Cause as people, we can't have the same taste. Like, you can't like gospel, they say you like this, they say you like that. Like, I understand if people are like, okay, Water is a great song, Mara. It's out of my comfort zone, but just recognize that it's a great song and congratulate Tyla. So Tyla, congratulations on your first ever award, which is a Grammy. Hey man, if ever you wanna book Tyla, hey man, you better get that 200K ready, man, cause you ain't booking Tyla for 5,000. You ain't booking Tyla for 50,000. It should be at least 100,000. If I want a Grammy, damn, you booking me for $1 million. But hey, I guess that's why I'm not winning a Grammy. Also staying on the Grammys, Jay-Z, Jigga. Some call him Jigga, some call him Hove. He calls himself Jay-Z. He gave a speech while accepting his Dr. Dre Lifetime Achievement Award. And in his speech, he gave a fiery speech. That was out of character for Jay-Z, because it was not out of character, because the things he said, he would say in his music, but for him to say it at a stage like that, at the Grammys, it was out of character. It was surprising. It caught everybody off guard. But in his speech, he mentioned that it does not make sense for Beyonce to win the most Grammys, but she has never won an Album of the Year. Jigga, my man, Jigga, my boy, Jigga, my favorite rapper. I hate to do this to you, Jigga, but I got news flash for you. It is possible, Jigga. It is very, very much possible. You heard what I said about Tyla. Tyla won an award for a specific song. He won an award for a specific song. So it is goddamn possible, and hey, to be honest, it is happening. It is happening. Like, clearly she won the most Grammys, but she's never won Album of the Year. So how do I say this? You can drop an album, nah? You can drop a lackluster album, a mid album, but have a hit song in the album. It does not make the rest of the album a hit. It does not make the rest of the album a hit. So one song from an album can be a hit and win 4 Grammys. So if you're dropping 4 albums like that, a song like that winning at least 4 Grammys, so at least for 4 Grammy ceremonies, that's 16 awards on one song from each album. Just because the song is good, it does not make the album good. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, because of all the awards she's been nominated for Album of the Year, and from the winners, I don't know who won those battles. I don't know who she was up against. And what I'm not saying is she should not have won. But what I'm saying to Jigga is it is possible. Whether it is right, whether it is wrong, whether she's being robbed and everything, that is a different topic. But when you want to talk about how possible, it is possible. It is definitely possible. It is possible for you to have a hit song and still be whack. Do you know how many whack rappers out there had one hit wonders and then boom? Where's Lil Pump? Where's Lil Pump? Gucci Gang was a hit. It was everywhere. But you can't tell me now that Lil Pump deserves to be mentioned as one of the greatest rappers of all time just because he had a hit that was everywhere. He had 1 billion streams. He's the most streamed rapper, but he's not recognized as one of the greats. No, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. So if the people making the decisions deem that your body of work is not at a stage that we can, give it Album of the Year, then I guess that's what it is happening. Yeah, if you had said, hi, Lemonade was better than Mang, then I'd be like, Jigga is a case. Mara, if you want to bring up how do you have the most awards, Mara, you don't. Jigga, welcome to Earth. It is possible. Lil Pump, Gucci Gang, but you can't breathe Lil Pump in the same name, in the same breath as Lil Wayne, as Eminem, as all of them. So, just, the Grammys, just give Beyonce the Album of the Year. Hey, Beehive, don't come for me. I love Beyonce, man. I love Beyonce. Beautiful black women doing great things. I love Beyonce, so don't come for me. I love Beyonce, man. It's 8:38. You're still listening to the Barbershow on BMH Radio. Zaman needs to see Charlotte. She needs to tell Charlotte that he don't need you, Charlotte. That was Prince KB and Lady Zamar with Charlotte. And before that, you had Songa with Orange. It's 14 minutes before 9. You still tune into the Barbershow on BMH Radio. BMH Radio, man. I see the messages are coming through. You guys are loving the music. I'm glad, man. If you love the music, I love the music. If you're happy, I'm happy. If you sad, I'm sad. If you said I'm sad, if you're happy, I'm happy, and you can't be sad. You know why? Because it's the week after Valentine's, man. It's the week after Valentine's. I wonder, because I kept seeing a lot of people. People were in the Valentine's bag. Like flowers, chocolates, Ferrero Rochers, and everything. They sent me another single one there. Valentine's is not a kind day for us singles. Valentine's is not a kind day for the single people, man. It's please, like today I'm putting myself out there. I know I'm always acting gangster. Hey, I have a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend. I am sad. I am lonely. I need a girlfriend. So hit me up 0723131401 before they take me off air for announcing, hey, my singleness and everything. Like I'm advertising this free advertisement. But hey, they don't pay. So please. Alright, let's go back to the past week in the streets. So before the break, we were talking about what happened this past week in the streets, and just a quick recap. Tyla won a Grammy. Tyla won her first ever award, which happens to be a Grammy. What are the odds? Actually, I will do some research on that. I don't think anybody else has ever had their first award being a Grammy. This has to be a Guinness World Record, because if it is, Guinness has to give her certificate. It's a world record. It's a world record. Guinness has to give Tyla his certificate. And also, at the Grammys, Jay-Z, Jigga, Hove. Hey, man, some call him the best rapper alive. Some say, it's just Jay-Z. He was basically complaining. Jigga went on TV in front of the whole world and complained that how is Beyonce the most awarded female at the Grammys? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me, she is the most awarded artist ever at the Grammys, but she's never won Album of the Year. How does that happen? So I explained it to Jigga how it happened. So Jay-Z, I hope you heard it. Oh, there's 100% chance that you probably didn't hear it, but don't worry. I'll try and get this message to you to show to you that it is possible. It is possible for you to win all the Grammys, but never win Album of the Year. So going back into the streets, in our third story, coming back to, in our third story, we, still staying in America. Like, we consume so much American content. Is this even healthy? But hey, I mean, since we're here, staying in America, last Monday, it was the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl, it was good. I watched the Super Bowl. I'm sure most of you probably didn't watch the Super Bowl, and I don't blame you. Why should you watch an American sport? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's called football, but they play it with their hands. I mean, they're Americans. What more do you expect from Americans? But they're always trying to defy logic. Football, they play it with their hands. But the Super Bowl happened this past Monday, and funny enough, the Super Bowl wasn't on everyone's lips as much as Usher and Alicia Keys were. Usher Raymond the Fourth. So during his halftime performance, Usher bought Alicia Keys, who looks stunning. Oh, Alicia Keys looked amazing. He bought out Alicia Keys, who looked stunning in a red dress. And when they were performing My Boo, Usher, just went full Usher, man. Usher did what Usher does. So Usher started, touching Alicia Keys in what many would deem inappropriate. So people have just been saying, like, how does Usher keep getting away with this? Because also footage of Usher and Nicki Minaj performing resurfaced, and Usher just spanked Nicki Minaj which seemed to catch Nicki Minaj off guard. But I don't think it was that much of a problem because nothing big was made out of it. Nothing big was made out of it. And I think the reason this is big is because not so long ago, when Usher was doing his residency in Las Vegas, I spoke about it in the previous show. If you still don't know what Usher's residency is, go listen to the previous show on YouTube, The OG World. You're going to find it, The Barbershow. So during his residency last year, when he was performing, he serenaded Keke Palmer. So when he serenaded Keke Palmer, his boyfriend felt a way about it, and then he went on social media to, express his concerns, and he was clowned. He was clowned for rightfully expressing his concerns, because here is my woman out here, and here is Asha B out here serenading my woman. I don't like that. I don't like that. And guess what the women said? They clowned him and said he's insecure and said all of that stuff. So Asha is back at it again, but seems like Alicia Keys' husband, Swiss Beats, has taken this thing, lightly, nicely, how it should be took. Cause if I'm a husband, I think if I'm Asha's husband, if I'm Alicia Keys' husband, I would also, take it the same way Swiss Beats did. But it's easy to talk nonsense. It's easy to talk all this stuff on the sidelines because I am not inside. I don't know what's happening. It's easy to say, hey, Asha is a menace. Hey, Swiss Beats. Hey, this, hey, that. But I don't know, man. All I know is it was a great halftime show. Mabu is a great, great, great song. I will look for it. We're going to play Mabu. We have to play Mabu, man. Mabu is a great song. We have to play it. Asha, great performance. Alicia Keys, you looked amazing as usual. Great performance. And yeah, man, shout out. That was a good show. And lastly, since it was Valentine's week this week, it was Valentine's week, in case you didn't know. Because, I don't know, maybe you're single, you're not paying attention of, days like this in the calendar. It was Valentine's week this past week. So, this one, how do I put it? Let me see. Here in South Africa, a woman formerly known as Mrs. Jones, aka now known by her former last name, the one, the only, Minnie Dlamini, has announced that she will be in the hot seat at the Showmax roast of Minnie Dlamini on the 5th of April in Sandton at the Sandton Convention Center. So this one is going to be an interesting one, because of all the South African Comedy Central roasts we had Kanye Mbau. Kanye Mbau is, everybody has been roasting Kanye Mbau forever, and the Kanye Mbau, it was okay. It was okay. We had AKA. AKA is just amazing, man. He's not scandalous. R.I.P. Keenan, man. AKA is not scandalous. So now we have Minnie Dlamini. And this has potential to be one of the greatest roasts in the history of roasts ever done in South Africa. I'm saying South Africa because I'm not saying worldwide. Obviously, there are great roasts out there. But this has potential to become a monster. I'm sure it's going to be funny. It's going to be personal because, hey, man, if there's one person out there that's easy to roast, you can put Minnie Dlamini in the conversation. Like, there is so much I can say about Minnie Dlamini, let alone what comedians are going to say. And those people are professionals. Hopefully they hire comedians like professionals. I want to see him pop-ups on the stage. I want to see him pop-ups roasting. Hey. I want to see him pop-ups roasting Minnie Dlamini. Who else do I want to see? Man, I just want to see him pop-ups. Everybody else can come through. If you all want to come through. I just want to see him pop-ups roasting Minnie Dlamini. And this has potential to be a good roast, a great roast. So if ever you want to attend, it's going to be filmed on the 5th of April at the Sandton Convention Center. So go get your tickets. Tickets went on sale, I think 2 days back. If I am not mistaken, it's probably yesterday. But the point is the tickets are on sale. So go get your tickets and go out there and watch the comedy Showmax roast of Minnie Dlamini. Yabana Showmax, this thing of you guys taking Comedy Central's thing and then naming it Showmax, because we used to Comedy Central roast. So mind you, Showmax, it's 4 minutes before 9. You still tune into the Barber Show on BMH Radio. Smooth Sounds by Wizkid. That one is called Mood. And before that, you had Asha and Alicia Keys with my boo. They told me I should stop singing on radio. They're saying I have a horrible singing voice. But hey, I never listened, man. I never listened. It's 3 minutes after 9. You still tune into the Barber Show on BMH Radio. It's that time. It is that time. If you don't know what time it is, let me tell you what time it is. So today is Saturday. On Wednesday, our heroes. I feel uncomfortable saying heroes, but just the way the standards have been so low that you have to do something like this for you to be regarded as heroes. But hey, anyway, Bafana came back on Wednesday from the Côte d'Ivoire, from their third place finish at the African Cup of Nations, and Bafana, congratulations, Bafana. Congratulations, you played a good tournament. You played your hearts out. Like that is what stood out at this tournament from, the previous tournament that Bafana has played. Like this one, they actually showed heart. They actually showed that they do want to play for the country. They do want to play for the badge. They do want to play for Africa, for us, for everybody. So they rose to the occasion at this tournament and they finished third. Like they were this close. They were this close from, going through to the finals. And as we all know, once you're in the finals, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So they were penalty shootout away from, going to the finals, but unfortunately they lost to, we all know who. We're not gonna mention the name. But we all know Bafana lost in the semifinals. I'm bitter. I don't care what you say about me. I'm bitter. I'm not gonna mention them. But yeah, we lost in the semifinals. Congratulations to them. But then again, they went on to lose the final to, eventual host Côte d'Ivoire. And it just shows the craziness of tournament football. Like Ivory Coast were on the brink of elimination and just managed to sneak through into the knockout phases by being, one of the best third best played teams from the group stages. So from there, they've been on a rampage. They won in the round of 16. They won in the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. So Ivory Coast are your Africa Cup of Nations champion. They're the champions of Africa 3 times now. They won the competition since last winning it in 2015, I think. It was 2015. Pardon me if, my facts are wrong. But it was 2015. That is not the case. The case is Bafana played good. Bafana better make sure Hugo Bros signs an extension. Bafana better make sure we beat those other guys when we meet them in the World Cup qualifiers as our revenge, because a revenge is winning that game. I don't get the point of winning a friendly game and then calling that revenge. We need to win that game. We need to go to the World Cup. The last time Bafana played in a World Cup was 2010. 2010. And that's just played. The last time Bafana qualified for a World Cup was 2002. So it just shows it was 22 years ago. 22 years ago was the last time we actually qualified for a World Cup. So this generation needs to do it for us. It needs to do it for the team that qualified 22 years ago. It needs to do it for themselves. Put yourself in South African football folklore. Plus African teams now have, FIFA have, the World Cup is expanded. It's gonna be 48 teams in the next 2 years. USA, Mexico, Canada 2026. It's gonna be 48 teams. So the sports for African teams, we have 2 more sports. We have 5 teams now. So, if there is no way we cannot qualify. There is no way we cannot qualify. So congratulations to Bafana. Welcome back. And yeah, man, just good luck to the road ahead. Good luck, everything. You played great football. Once again, congratulations on your third place finish. And hey, man, DRC, I know it's a tough time in your country right now, but hey, we're sorry, man. We had to do it. We just had to. And speaking of being back, somebody else is back. It's the DSTV Premiership, man. Hey, local football is back. I was getting depressed because it was AFCON this, AFCON that, Yazin, European football. But hey, local football is back. We saw Stellenbosch go up to Pretoria last night to draw 1-1 with SuperSport United in what was a close encounter. And as I suspected, like, it was going to be close because Stellenbosch were coming in, the hottest team in the league, SuperSport, third place. So it was an intriguing encounter. Even though I would have liked to have seen more goals, but yeah, they drew 1-1 and they maintained their positions in the league standings respectively. Third and fourth, fifth Orlando Pirates, sixth Kaizer Chiefs. And speaking of Orlando Pirates, they are playing in a monster of a game tonight. Orlando Pirates are going all the way to Pretoria at Loftus Versfeld to face Mamelodi Sundowns, who are welcoming 11 players. I think it's 11 players who at least played at the AFCON for them. Like, they played valuable minutes. So they came back on Wednesday, and as you know, man, this is football. Sleep is for the rich. There's no time to rest. Like, back into the thick of things, you're facing Orlando Pirates, who are, one of the best teams in the country. They competed in the CAF Champions League earlier in the season, even though they didn't go that far. But they competed, and yeah, it's going to be an intriguing encounter. That one is at 8 o'clock at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium. Tickets are still available if you want to go. It's not a sold out affair already. So tickets are still available if you want to go. And then earlier in the day before that match, Chipa United takes on Cape Town City. Moroka Swallows takes on Polokwane City. Cape Town Spurs takes on Amazulu. And Sikukune United takes on Richards Bay. And rounding off the fixtures tomorrow, Kaizer Chiefs is going down to the KZN to face Royal AM, while TS Galaxy welcomes Golden Arrows at Mpumalanga at the Mbombela Stadium. So welcome back, DSTV Premiership, man. Hey, we missed you. And elsewhere in other corners of the world, the Premier League is in action today. Brentford is hosting Liverpool in a 2:30 kickoff. Then after Burnley welcomes Arsenal, Aston Villa travel to Craven Cottage to face Fulham. Newcastle welcome Bournemouth at St James's Park. Nottingham Forest face West Ham, who are fresh off a 6-0 drubbing by Arsenal. 6-0, a whole 6-0 at home. So they will be looking to respond to that against Nottingham Forest at 5 p.m. Tottenham welcome Wolves, and at 7:30 we also have another gigantic tie. Seems like today is a day of gigantic ties as Manchester City welcome Chelsea to the Etihad. Chelsea, let's have a bet, ne? All my people out there, let's have a bet. No matter the result today, Chelsea are gonna stay 10th. Whether they win 10-0, whether they lose 10-0, hey man, Chelsea are rooted to 10th spot. So you better believe Chelsea are gonna be in 10th place. And then elsewhere in La Liga, Atletico Madrid welcome Las Palmas. Celta Vigo welcome Barcelona. In Italy, Juventus go to Verona. And in the Bundesliga is actually quite interesting because looks like Bayern is not going to win it. So the Hurricane curse, Hurricane brought the Hurricane curse to Bayern. Like, seriously, come on. They're not winning the Bundesliga. They lost to Real Sociedad during the week in the Champions League. So we'll see how that goes. But in the Bundesliga, league leaders Leverkusen go to Heidenheim. Mainz welcome Augsburg, and in a 4:30 p.m. kickoff, Wolfsburg welcome Borussia Dortmund. So that is your sport guide for the weekend. Hopefully you have a great weekend. For my sports lovers, it's gonna be an action-filled sports weekend. It is 13 minutes past 9. You still tune into the Barber Show on BMH Radio. He feels like John Wick, he feels like Choni, but his name is MT, and that was pressure, man. Hey, MT, don't play with MT. Don't play with MT, because now I don't know who told you, Ugutini I'm stressor, honestly. Honestly. So that was MT with Pressure off of his studio album, Logan, which was dropped. When was Logan dropped? It was 2 years back, man. Beautiful album. Beautiful, beautiful album. So if you have not listened to Logan, just go listen to Logan, man. That's good music. MT, great artist. I love MT, man. I love MT. Yo, MT, pull up to the show, man. Pull up to the show, man. I'd like to have a conversation with MT, man, because MT, MT is interesting, man. MT is interesting, man. I'll try to find that clip, man. I'll try to find that clip, but yeah, that was MT. It's 17 minutes after 9. You still tune into the Barber Show on BMH Radio. So, I'm trying out new things, man. Like I'm trying out new things these days. I'm going to gym. So, I also want the 6-pack, man. Like I said, remember I came in on the first show of the day and everybody was talking about, hey, they're going to the gym as their New Year's resolutions. So now, man, peer pressure took over, man. Peer pressure took over, and I don't mind peer pressure taking over with things like this. Like, it's not crime. I'm not killing anyone. I'm actually building me. I'm building myself. I am building my surround. I'm just building me. I'm doing what's good for me. So I've started going to the gym, and y'all should have told me, man. Y'all should have told me when you're saying, hey, we're going to the gym, that gym is not for the weak. Gym is not for everyone, because I am seeing flames. I'm seeing ghosts. Like right now, my muscles are burning. My thighs are burning. I had to drag myself to get here to the studio to do the show, because I can't walk properly. Like, if you see me walking out there in the streets, please don't laugh at me. I'm going to the gym, Batu. I'm going to the gym. So I've been trying out new things. I'm going to the gym. I'm trying to sleep early lately. I'm trying to sleep early. And keyword in that is I'm trying, and I'm failing dismally. I'm failing dismally, because, hey, man, when Netflix is calling, when Showmax is calling, when whatever is calling, man, you just need to answer. You just need to answer. So, speaking of Netflix and Showmax, I want to bring a new segment to the show. It's called The Watch List. So, on the watch list, we're going to be talking about what is on the watch list, what is on the playlist, what is on the watch radar, what you should be watching, not should be watching, what you can watch. So it's more of like recommendations. I'm giving you guys alley-oops, because people are always asking, hey, any Netflix recommendations, hey, any whatnot. So we're going to start doing that here on the Barber Show, because it's the Barber Show. We talk about everything from politics to relationships to Netflix, you name it, we talk about it. If ever you want to talk about something, the Barber Show is the right place for you. Just hit me up, we'll talk about it. So this week on the watch list, we will start on Netflix. On Netflix, where we have Griselda. So I know, like, Griselda, it's I wouldn't say it's over promoted. Mara, it's in your face. It's in your face. Initially, I didn't want to watch it, because I was like, I've had enough of these drug movies on Netflix or serial killer movies, because yo, every single corner you go on Netflix, it's either a Jeff Dahmer, a serial killer documentary, or something else. It's always something, or drugs and everything. But I just decided, I was like, you know what? Let me watch Griselda. And Griselda it's a good show. It had potential to be a great show. And the reason I'm saying it had potential to be a great show, but it's a good show, is because Griselda should have ended 2 episodes earlier. Like, come on, Netflix. Yo, the way Griselda dragged. Griselda starts off great and everything. Mario, it dragged. So just a quick summary of what Griselda is about. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear this part, just put me on mute for a minute. I'm gonna take a minute. After a minute, then you can, press play, I would have been done with Griselda. Mara Griselda is about this woman, Griselda Blanco. She's Colombian, so she runs away from Colombia. She moves to Miami, where she starts selling cocaine. So where she's from in Colombia, her husband or her boyfriend, however you want to put it, was a drug dealer, ne? So the brother of the husband was also a drug dealer. Mara Griselda happened to kill the husband. So after killing the husband, obviously she had to flee. So she flee to Miami, where the brother came and found her. So she killed well, actually somebody else helped her kill the brother. And then she saw, wait, man, actually let me go back into this cocaine thing. And then she started an empire, you know, selling cocaine and everything. During that, her cocaine tenure, she got arrested. She made enemies. Those enemies, they killed. Well, she got arrested for, like, let's say you get arrested for 10 years. They say, you know, obviously after doing 9 years, 8 years, you're probably going to go out on probation. So her enemies waited for her to, you know, almost be out of jail. Then they killed her sons. She had 3 sons. They killed all her sons so that when she comes out, she has nothing. Then she's broken. And yeah, man, that's Griselda in a nutshell. So go watch Griselda. Like, you're gonna enjoy it, Mare. For me, I feel like it dragged. Also on the watch list, there is Norbit. Norbit is an old classic. It's not a recent movie. It's an old movie. It's about this guy. His name is Norbit, actually. He dates this, let's just say oversized woman named Restitutia. So when Norbit's date Restitutia's family, they're a weird bunch. They're big men, but Norbit is comedy, man. Just go watch Norbit. I don't even know how to explain Norbit, Mara. It's funny as F. So if there is one movie I'm definitely recommending, is Norbit. And then lastly on the watch list, we go on to Showmax, where we find Forever Yena. Forever Yena. It's words like this that give me trauma, man. So I have not watched Forever Yena, Linda. Mara, I have plans of watching it this weekend, so I'm also going to be watching it this weekend. But I have a quick summary of what Forever Yena is about. Forever Yena is about an online 8 couple, Tumisho and Asanda, who have a big fight during a social media live stream. So, yeah, one of this thing, go live, Instagram live, Facebook live, and everything. So, back to Forever Yena, during a social media live stream, it puts a strain on their relationship and jeopardizes their Valentine's Day plans. So, I just want to know from you guys, how do you feel about making your relationship public? Like, your relationships, how do you feel about just putting it out there and everything? Like, cause okay, it's okay to post photos and everything. Like, that one I understand it. Manja, when you're doing live streams and everything, it's like now you inviting everybody into your life. So Forever Yena sounds interesting. I'll watch it and see what it's about. Hopefully I'll have a review for you guys when I come back next week. So yeah, that is what is on the watch list for the weekend. So grab your popcorn, grab your partner if you have a partner, grab whatever you can grab, Netflix, Showmax, whatever, and watch Griselda. Griselda is actually nice. I definitely recommend it. Norbit is super nice. I definitely super recommend it over Griselda. Then top the weekend off with Forever Yena. I'd advise that you watch Forever Yena with your person. I feel like we can take a few pointers from, Forever Yena. It is 26 minutes after 9. You still tune into the Barbershow on BMH Radio. It is 29 minutes. Actually, it's just gone 9:30. You still tune into the Baba Show on BMH Radio. Benna Boy didn't win a Grammy this year, which was an interesting snub, a conversational snub. Cause, if I'm right, I think Benna Boy did drop an album. It was a good album. He had a great future run. So for him to not win a Grammy this year, it was an interesting snap for me. People would say, hey, Drake, hey, Metro Boomin. Nah, for me, it was Burna Boy, man. Like, I really thought Burna Boy is gonna win a Grammy because Burna Boy established himself as an international music superstar. He filled the O2 Arena. Well, South Africans aren't really fond of him but yeah, he filled the O2 Arena. He's doing shows all over the world. He is a global icon. So, that was an interesting snap for me. Burna Boy is definitely in my playlist. He's definitely in my playlist. And speaking of playlists, like I said, I'm trying new things. So I'm bringing a new segment to the show today. So these segments that I have bought, it's segments that we're going to keep. It's not a thing that we're just doing them today. We say we're not going to do them again. No, it's a thing of like we're adopting them. They are part of the show from now on. They are things we're going to be doing on a weekly basis. So this last one, it's called the playlist. So on the playlist, I have 5 artists. It is 5 artists. It can be a song, it can be an EP, it can be an album, it can be a mixtape. But yeah, we're gonna look at what they dropped, and it is in the playlist. That's why it's called the playlist. That's why they are there in the playlist. And yeah, man, the playlist. So let's see who's in the playlist. So at number 5, we have the Big Hash with 8 Summers. You have the Big Hash with 8 Summers. So this was one of 2 singles the Big Hash dropped as lead singles to his album Heartbreak Hotel, which will be dropping on March the 15th. So in approximately 4 weeks' time. I stand to be corrected. In approximately 4 weeks' time, the Big Hash will be dropping his anticipated album Heartbreak Hotel. This will be Hash's follow-up album since his last album, Better Late Than Never, in 2022. And 8 Summers, I listened to 8 Summers. I'm gonna give you a chance to listen to it and have thoughts of your own on it. Mara 8 Summers is a good song. I like 8 Summers. It's taking me into a hash pocket that I have not had him in a minute, because Big Hash has been on a break. His last album was 2022. Better Late Than Never was 2022. So it's been 2 years since, he dropped something solid. And from what I've heard so far, like, when the Big Hash came into the game, like, he had a lot of potential, he had a lot of expectations. He was the Big Hash, my guy. He was rolling with Aries and Flame and all of them. He was the Big Hash. But somehow, man, like, the hype faded, everything else faded, man. Like, I think it's safe to say he didn't live up to expectations. Mara, with Heartbreak Hotel coming, we will see. Like, how is the Big Hash gonna bounce back? So let's go listen to 8 Summers by the Big Hash. If he goes down, you're going down with him. That was 8 Summers by the Big Hash. It's 23 minutes before 10. You still tuned into the Barbershow, and this is the playlist, man. This is the playlist. So like I said, 8 Summers it's a nice single. If you like it, hey, amazing. If you don't like it, too bad. I don't care. But that was 8 Summers. And genuinely, now I'm excited for the album Heartbreak Hotel, because we all know the potential that the Big Hash possesses, and whether this is gonna show up in this album, we are yet to see. We are yet to see the Big Hash, like, fully unleashed. Alright. Number 4 on the playlist, it's Babalwa M and Kelvin Momo. It's Babalwa M featuring Kelvin Momo and Sticks with Police Antlizio. So, as some of you might know, some of you might have picked up. If you don't know, and if you have not picked it up, I am a very hip hop heavy person. Like, I'm hip hop heavy. I don't listen to a lot of piano. I'm not saying I don't love piano. I'm just hip hop heavy. I love hip hop more. I don't listen to a lot of piano. Mara, once a piano song makes it to my ear, just know, right? there's something with that song. There's something with that song. So this one, I heard it and I was like, wait. So every time, like Lil Nala Tsewer, every time Momo and Babalwa M link up, man, it's a hit, man. It's bound to be a hit. It's bound to be a hit. So let's go and listen to Polisa Intlizio, Babalwa M, Kelvin Momo and Sticks. Kelvin Momo and Sticks with Polisa Intlizio. It's 16 minutes before 10. You still tuned into the Barber Show on BMH Radio, and you are listening to the playlist. Like I said, I'm hip hop heavy. My ear is hip hop heavy. I listen to hip hop most of the time. So if a piano song makes it to my playlist, just know that song is fire, man. That song is fire, man. And Kelvin Momo, there's, I don't know if there still is, cause that's how not in the loop I am. And I blame myself, like I really need to be in the loop more. Mara Kelvin Momo, there was a hype around Kelvin Momo. Drake was posting his music and all of that. Now I feel like, something, he didn't really live up to expectations, man. I expected Kelvin Momo to be this great. He's great. Maybe great is not the word, but to be bigger than he is right now. Like I expected him to be doing expected Kelvin Momo to be big. Maybe he's as big as he wants to be. Maybe he's content with how big he is. Maramna, I still say, or like, Kelvin Momo, for all the potential he had, for all the talent he has, for all everything, like Kelvin Momo is him. He has all the tools to become him. Now the only thing that's left is just for him to become him. You know why? Because he's him, and Kelvin Momo is the bomb. And that last album he dropped, shouldn't have talked about it. But yeah, man, that album was the bomb, man. Like I said, I'm hip hop heavy, man. I am hip hop heavy, but hey, apologies. I'll go listen to it. I'll go check the name, listen to it again. I remember, like, yeah, there's this interesting thing, ne? There's this interesting saying, Oguti, people forget names, people forget things, people forget everything, but they don't forget how you make them feel. So you might forget somebody's name, but one thing you'll never forget is how they make you feel. Still tune into the Barber Show on PMH Radio. Welcome to the playlist. Number 3 on the playlist. It's Mars Baby. Mars Baby, first of all, I'd like to say thank you, because I don't know where you went and dug up Shekinah, but Mars Baby came back with Shekinah, man. Shekinah has been quiet for a minute. Number 3 on the playlist, it's Mars Baby and Shekinah with Cherry Bomb. Like I said, Shekinah is back after, a moment of silence. Maybe she needed a break. Maybe she knows why she's been quiet for a minute. So she's back with this one, Valentine's Week, Mars Baby, Shekinah, Cherry Bomb. Hey, that was Mars Baby with Cherry Bomb featuring Shekinah. Yeah. Shekinah is back. Like I said, man, Shekinah is back. It's good to see Shekinah back outside, man, because Shekinah is talented. Shekinah always had it. Like, Shekinah will always be Shekinah, man. Shekinah will always be Shekinah. So, yeah, that was number 3 on the playlist. It's 10 minutes before 9. You still tune into the Barber Show, and this is the playlist. We're almost nearing the end of the playlist. We have 2 more songs on the playlist, or 2 more projects, or 2 more artists on the playlist. We have 2 more artists on the playlist, and this was a tight one. Man. This was a tight one. Mara number 2 on the playlist is Pretty Ugly with Dust, the album, the final album. So last week, I think it's 2 or 3 weeks back, Pretty Ugly dropped a beautiful album called Dust. I repeat, if you have not listened to Dust, go listen to Dust again. if you think hip-hop is dead, go listen to Dustin. Come tell me hip-hop is dead. Because Pretty Ugly would beg to differ. Pretty Ugly would beg to differ. So Pretty Ugly dropped Dust, which is his final album. Pretty Ugly is finally retiring. He's getting in his Joe Biden bag. Hopefully we get a podcast. But yeah, so off of Dust, which was a good album, we're gonna play, the lead single of the album, because this song really took off. This song really took off, and I don't know how to explain it, man. Like, it's a hound. It's chained. When unchained, it can kill you. It's dangerous. It's my dog. It's my boy. Pretty Ugly and Matlera Doughboy with Nchaga. That was Pretty Ugly and Matlera Doughboy with Nchaga. It's 4 minutes before 10. You still tune into the Barber Show on the BMH Radio, and this is the playlist. If this is not in your playlist, then I don't know what you're listening, man. Switch your playlist. Change your playlist. Pretty Ugly, Pretty Ugly, Pretty Ugly. I still say, man, DSPs, everywhere you get your music, go stream Dust, and yeah, man. So, rounding off the playlist, number one on the playlist, like it had to be, man. The man, the myth, the legend, Kanye West. He finally dropped his album Vultures, and I gotta say, I wouldn't say it's a classic Kanye album. It's not a bad album, but at the same time, it's not a dark twisted fantasy. It's not a college dropout, let alone, man, it's not a life of Pablo. But it's a good album. It's a good album. And here is Kanye West and Tyla $sign with Paid. That was Kanye West and Ty $sign with Paid. They just here to get paid, man. They just here to get paid off of Kanye West's album Vultures, which dropped last Saturday. So if you have not heard that, go listen to it. Go listen to it, man. It's good music, man. So that is the playlist. That has been the playlist. If all this music is not in your playlist, then I am doubting your playlist, man. I'm doubting your playlist. Anyway, it's just gone. Yeah, now it's just gone 10 o'clock, and it's time for me to get the hell out of here. It's time for me to get the hell out of here. Make way for the next show. Make way for the next show. I see they're about to come kick me out, man. They're about to come kick me out. But, yeah, once again, thanks for tuning into the Barber Show for another weekend, another great show, another fantastic show. I'm so glad to you guys.